Ahead on OC News, a verdict has been reached in the case of Boston bomber. Details and reactions straight ahead.
It was an eventful week in the world of college basketball that left two teams celebrating a championship title. We'll have the details and a closer look.
With graduation just around the corner, OC News reporter Alex Burgos headed out to Cal State Fullerton's Titan Walk to check in on the latest at GradFest. OC News starts right now.
Welcome to OC News. I'm Dylan Lujano.
And I'm Lauren Gross. OC News is brought to you by the broadcast journalism students at Cal State Fullerton. A 7-woman, 5-man federal jury in the Boston Marathon bombing trial found Russian immigrant Jahar Tsarnaev guilty of all charges against him, including conspiring to plan and execute the worst terrorist attack on U.S. soil since September 11th.
With a guilty verdict on all 30 counts, the question now becomes, will Jahar Tsarnaev be sentenced to death? The start date on the penalty phase has not yet been set, but this same jury will deliberate Tsarnaev's sentence, life in prison without parole or death. The jury must vote unanimously for a death sentence. It's been nearly 2 years since a terrorist attack rocked the finish line of the iconic Boston Marathon and shook this city to the core. Survivors of the bombing, like Karen Brassard, say they were relieved by Wednesday's verdict.
I'm grateful to have him off the street.
With the death penalty attached to 17 charges, attorneys mounting Tsarnaev's defense focused less on guilt or innocence, but rather his degree of involvement. The defense sought to portray Tsarnaev as a college student influenced and manipulated by a radicalized older brother, 26-year-old Tamerlan, who was killed in a shootout with police days after the bombing. But the prosecution argued the younger Tsarnaev was a willing partner in the attacks and actually helped choose a day when people would crowd Boston streets. No matter what happens next, Brassard says she can now begin to move past this tragedy.
Forever, there'll always be something that brings it back to the forefront. But we're all going to move on with our lives, and we're all going to get back to some sense of normalcy.
A body was found this morning in Griffith Park in Los Angeles. Park rangers were called to the 4700 block of Crystal Spring Drive, where the body was discovered by hikers. The Los Angeles Police Department was called to the scene around 11:30, but have not released further details. Crystal Springs Road is a major road that cuts across the 4,000-acre block. The road leads to the Los Angeles Zoo and the Interstate 5.
It's the week that gets Cal State Fullerton seniors one step closer to graduation. Alex Burgos is out on campus chiming in on the excitement.
Hi, I'm here in front of the Titan shops where GradFest is taking place. They've got everything that you need for graduation. They have everything from cap and gowns to tassels to even shot glasses that say alumni on them, alumni 2015, as well as beer mugs and the shirts that this is the only place you could get shirts that say alumni 2015. All the rest of them just say alumni. And what else is going on too is GradFestopoly, where you collect a stamp at each of the little stations, and then at the end you get a prize. But they're not announcing it till April 18th. As well, don't forget that GradFest is also coming up. GradFest is April 23rd, and commencement is only 1 month away, so I hope everybody's excited. Reporting from Fullerton, I'm Alex Burgos.
Looks like seniors are getting ready for the big day, but what comes after graduation? OC News reporter Jasmine Kionfrad finds out what's in store for students post-graduation.
Graduation is upon us, class of 2015.
I'm super excited. I'm counting down 35, 40 days left. I'm so excited just to finally walk and make my parents happy, but at the same time, make money.
I'm actually probably going to go on vacation.
Oh, where are you going? Do you know?
Just parties. I mean, we're going to party hard. Party really hard. Yeah.
But before you can party, there are some steps that you need to make sure you take. First things first, log on to your portal, head on to Titan Online, and make sure to look over your TDA for any mistakes. Just because you're approved for graduation doesn't mean it's free.
Before you can get that cap and gown, make sure you head down to Admissions and Records to pay your graduation fee.
Continuously check your email for important grad emails. If you are graduating, you should have received an email regarding GradFest and ceremony tickets. If you wish to join CSUF Alumni Association, follow the link in your email, enter your information, join alumni, confirm, make the payment, and welcome to the alumni. It's graduation, so everyone and their mom is going to want to be there, literally. So this means that tickets are required. Be sure to log on to the commencement website to order tickets. Tickets can only be ordered after watching the commencement tutorial and passing a quiz.
It's a big accomplishment. Gotta celebrate big.
That's right, you heard him, so make sure you don't miss out by missing a step. For OC News, Jasmine Camford.
It's that time of the year again. The ASI Spring Concert is right around the corner. Last year, Waka Flocka Flame performed and tickets were sold out. Who are we going to have this year? OC News reporter Tisha Abrea has the details.
Thanks, you guys. The spring concert is coming up fast. It'll be on May 2nd and it'll be held at 5 p.m. here at the Intramural Field. The ASI Spring Concert is CSUF's edgiest music event. Past performers include Kanye West, LMFAO, and even Hunter Hayes. This year performing will be having DJ Casio, some other small bands, Wiz Khalifa, and Tyga. Tickets will be going on sale starting on April 13th, and you can get them at the Information and Service Desk located in the TSU lobby. Tickets will be going on sale for $10 for students and $20 for guests. However, there can only be one guest per student, and each student can only get one ticket. There are only 3,000 tickets for students and 500 for guests, so tickets will be going fast when April 13th hits. I know I'm going to be getting my tickets as soon as it hits, so I hope you guys will too. Reporting for OC News, I'm Tisha Abrea.
When we return, we'll reveal the names of the 4 women that may be replacing Andrew Jackson on the $20 bill.
And we'll tell you the big news out of Apple. You want to stay tuned if you love using your emojis. OC News will be right back.
It's what powers our journey to reach unimaginable heights. It fosters a sense of yearning to create, explore, and soar. It strengthens our will to climb to the top. It's the bedrock of our conviction that nothing's impossible. It transforms us and sets us free to thrive and build lives of purpose. Titan pride is at the heart of who we are.
The movement Women on 20s has narrowed down their search to 4 potential candidates to replace Andrew Jackson on the $20 bill. The finalists include Eleanor Roosevelt, Harriet Tubman, Rosa Parks, and Native American Chief Mankiller. According to the organization's website, Women on 20s wants the public to be a part of the decision and has opened an online referendum for people to familiarize themselves with the candidates and, quote, learn a thing or two about currency and what it stands for, end quote.
Abortion law has been signed in the United States. Here's Christina Flores with the latest in national news.
Thanks, Dylan. Kansas Governor Sam Brownback has signed an abortion law that is the first of its kind here in the U.S. The law was signed yesterday and bans what is described as dismemberment abortion. Supporters of the law say this is a groundbreaking step, while opposers call this one of the most restrictive abortion laws in the country. The law bans the dilation and evacuation abortion procedure that is common during the second trimester of a pregnancy. However, the law does allow for the procedure if it is necessary to protect the life or health of the mother. A tragic scene unfolded yesterday morning in Maryland when a family of 8 was found in their home. Here's CNN with the latest.
The home behind me and to my left here on Antioch Avenue is where Princess Anne police say 8 people were found dead. Princess Anne Police Chief Scott Keller says no foul play is expected in the deaths of 1 adult male and 7 children. Tears shed and hugs shared on Antioch Avenue in Princess Anne on Monday. Her father and his 7 children, ages 6 to 16, found dead inside this home. Princess Anne Police Chief Scott Keller says his officers were alerted to check on the family after the father's supervisor filed a police report saying he did not come to work for several days. That supervisor is Stephanie Wells, who visited the house on Monday looking for her employee and her friend because she hadn't heard from him since March 28th.
figuring that Easter holiday, thought maybe he was gone with his kids out of town to his parents' house or somewhere. But when I didn't, I just felt that something was wrong, that he didn't report to work, and nobody could contact him because he's not that type of person.
The father and his children were members of Crossroads International Fellowship, where Reverend Donna Bowers is their pastor.
They are going to be so missed, and it's still a time when we don't really believe that it happened. You know, it's just beyond our scope of imagination right now.
Chief Keller says there was no electricity running to the house, but there was a generator running. That leaves carbon monoxide poisoning as a possible cause of death. Chief Keller also says based on the condition of the bodies, they were likely there for several days before being found on Monday. Chief Keller says the official cause of death is yet to be determined, and the medical examiner's office will work to determine that cause on Tuesday. In Somerset County, I'm Bill Mitch for WBOC News here in Princess Anne.
The city of Ferguson is back in the news, but this time some positive things are happening. Ferguson has a new governing board that now has 2 African-American council members. Ella Jones, who is now the first African-American woman to hold a city council position in Ferguson, won the Ward 1 seat, and Wesley Ball, who won the 3-seat ward. They both say that they do not see their wins from a racial perspective. Now out of South Carolina, a rally has formed in front of North Charleston City Hall after police officer Michael Slager was charged with the murder of an unarmed black man. Slager, who is white, shot 50-year-old Walter Scott, who was black. A sea of people carrying signs that say things like, "Am I next?" and "Stop racist police terror" surround Charleston City Hall. Slager shot Scott 8 times in the back as he was running away. That's all this week for National News. Back to you guys.
April is here and we've already experienced some showers this week. Let's check in with Tatiana Garcia for the rest of the weather forecast.
Thanks, Lauren. I'm here today bringing you guys the weather, and the spring temperatures have definitely been felt here at Cal State Fullerton. And let's take a look at our current settings. So the temperature as of now is 68 degrees and the low is going to be 52. The wind is around 10 miles per hour, even though it feels like a little more outside. It's a bit windy, and the humidity is at 31% due to the rain that happened last night. And the sunset's going to end at 7:15 tonight. Now let's move on to our 5-day forecast. So today, as I said, the weather was about 68 degrees, and the low is going to be 52. And then as we move into the center of the week, Thursday, Friday, it's going to be partly cloudy with the high in the mid-70s. And as we move towards the end of the week, towards Saturday and Sunday, it's going to get sunny again. On Saturday, the high is 76, with the end of Sunday going to be 77. And now on to our national weather. As for the West Coast, it's going to be on the cooler side. It's going to be on the cooler side, with San Francisco being at 59 and Los Angeles being around 70 degrees. And as we move to the East Coast, up north on the East Coast towards New York, it's going to be still chilly, around 42 degrees. But as we move down south to Florida, it's going to be around the nice 87s and 88s. So when you're there, grab your bathing suit and make sure to jump in the water. And that's about wraps it up for the Cal State Fullerton weather. I'm Tatiana Garcia. Back to you guys.
Here at CSUF, we have been honored by the presence of many celebrities and well-known public figures. Next month, CSUF will be honored to present Laverne Cox, who will be speaking about moving beyond gender norms and living authentically. Laverne Cox, best known for her role on Orange is the New Black, is set to appear at Cal State Fullerton on May 6th at 7 p.m. in the Titan Gym. Her groundbreaking role as an African-American transgender woman named her character Sophia Burset as the 4th most influential fictional character in 2013 by Time magazine. Laverne is the first trans woman of color to have a leading role on a hit TV show and will be speaking at Cal State Fullerton about her Ain't I a Woman series. You can get your free ticket from the Titan Student Union starting today.
Hey iPhone users, have you been seeing a lot of boxed aliens in your iMessages today? If you haven't already, check out the newest update to the iOS system. Apple released iOS 8.3 today. It includes bug fixes and small updates, but most excitingly, 300 new emoji characters, including more family variations and skin tone modifiers for the people emojis. With the new update, you can now see all the emojis in an easy-to-scroll list. Clicking on one of the people emojis brings up a selection of skin tone options for that emoji. Families are more diverse now too. The 15 different family emojis now include 2 dads and 2 moms. The update also added new flags with 42 countries now represented. To start seeing these new emojis in your messages, head over to your general settings and install the newest software update.
The world of entertainment is constantly booming with lawsuits, court dates, and new apps. Christina Hilliard has the latest.
Thank you, Dylan. Yes, how could you have Hollywood without lawsuits? Misha Barton is suing her momager, claiming that greedy stage mother posing as a talent manager. TMZ reported that as her manager, Barton's mother, Noala Barton, has pocketed a major amount of her earnings from different films and says that she lied about Misha's income of the film The Hoarder. Nuala told her daughter she was being paid one amount, but Misha later learned from the production company that her salary was higher than that. Furthermore, Misha claims that Nuala Barton used Misha's brand to create a handbag line, a Misha Barton boutique in London, in which Misha received none of the profits from, and she also made herself co-owner of Misha's 8-bedroom, 11-bath mansion, which she reportedly kicked Misha out of. The parents now live comfortably in the home. Misha stated that her parents sit back, expecting their daughter's hard work and dedication to her craft to support their lifestyle. She adds neither of them has had a job outside of Misha Incorporated in over a decade. In other court-related proceedings, Suge Knight was wheeled into court today. That's right, I said wheeled. Not only was the former CEO of Death Row Records in a wheelchair, but he was handcuffed to said wheelchair. TMZ reported that Knight told the judge that sheriff deputies were forcing him to be held in the chair to create public spectacle. The judge responded by telling Suge that he was informed by deputies that the wheelchair was necessary because Knight claimed he had been partially paralyzed on the inside. He denied ever making that comment and says he's unhappy that he was mandated to the wheelchair. Knight's attorney Matt Fletcher said they're trying to make it look like a scene from the 1991 film Silence of the Lamb, referencing the moment Anthony Hopkins' character is heavily restrained and strapped to a hand truck. Suge Knight was in court regarding a robbery case filed after a celebrity photographer accused him and comedian Cat Williams of taking her camera last year, but Knight said he's being humiliated in the process. In other entertainment news, a buzz has been circulating that Khloe Kardashian is joining the app game. Following in the footsteps of her sister Kim Kardashian's simulated game, Khloe took to Instagram yesterday to tease the app, saying in one of her captions of her photos, "Can't wait to share the app that I've been working on the past couple of months. Stay tuned," end quote. Of course, there were no specific details, but as she said, stay tuned for that. And while we're keeping up with the Kardashians, rapper Kanye West has settled the lawsuit with the paparazzi photographer Daniel Ramos, who he allegedly assaulted and tried to wrestle his camera away from in the Los Angeles airport in 2013. West pleaded no contest last year to a misdemeanor count of battery over the incident. Ramos and his lawyer were going for general and punitive damages, saying that West violated his rights. The matter was said to be settled in court. Next week, but Ramos's lawyer released a statement last night that the case was being dismissed and was settled because West apologized to Ramos. Ramos's lawyer gave no further details of the settlement, but come on, it's Kanye. Well, that's all I have for you in the world of entertainment today. Have fun, safe, and entertaining weekend. I'm Christina Hilliard, and we'll see you back next week. Back to Lauren and Dylan in the studio.
Thanks, Christina. Coming up, an update on Michelle Obama's Let's Move campaign and a story about an amazing puppy rescue. OC News will return right after the break.
Those boys are much too much. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We're going to beat them and bust them. Beat them.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life.
Let's get a little bit rowdy. R-O-W-D-Y.
Take time to be a dad today.
All those boys.
Finals, Titans will have long nights ahead of them, and for those of us that like to stay up late, it could actually be harmful to your health. Here's Lauren Gross with the latest in health news.
Now that you have even more of a good reason to get your butt moving, new studies suggest huffing, puffing, and getting sweaty is key to avoiding an early death. That's according to new papers published in the latest online edition of JAMA Internal Medicine. Researchers in Australia followed over 200,000 people aged 45 and older for about 6 years. The study found that those who exercised vigorously for more than 30% of the time, their rate of mortality was reduced by 13%. One of the researchers said even small amounts of vigorous activity could help reduce your risk of early death. They advise to consult your physician before starting any new exercise program. But if you're healthy and able to break a little sweat, remember it could extend your lifespan. Speaking of moving, First Lady Michelle Obama busted out some dance moves to celebrate the 5th year of her Let's Move campaign. The campaign was designed to make healthy exercise a part of everyday life and decrease childhood obesity. The First Lady danced it out with the help of So You Think You Can Dance All-Stars and left us with this message.
You guys, this was a fun way to celebrate the 5th birthday of Let's Move. So now I want you to challenge somebody. Go on Instagram, #GiveMe5, challenge somebody to do something healthy in their life, okay? And post it. You got it? All right, you guys, thanks so much. Have a great day.
The campaign has yielded mixed results. For children 2 to 5, obesity has dropped 3.7%, but obesity rates among 12 to 19-year-olds has increased. Regardless, it seems like the First Lady is going to continue to encourage us to get some exercise. With all that dancing, you're certainly going to need some shut-eye. You're usually either one or the other, an early bird that rises with the sun or a night owl that stays up until the wee hours. But which is better for your health? Bad news for you night owls. Those who stay up late are more likely to face health problems than early risers. According to a study published in the Journal of Endocrinology and Metabolism, people who like to stay up very late at night have a higher risk of diabetes, metabolic syndrome, and muscle deterioration, even when they get the same amount of sleep. Korean researchers looked at the sleep cycles of more than 1,600 people between the ages of 47 and 59. The results? Regardless of lifestyle, people who stayed up later had a higher risk of developing these health problems than those who were early risers, according to the study's authors. There is no real conclusion on why this is the case. One theory researchers suggest that is night owls may have poor sleep quality or that they engage in late night behaviors such as smoking or snacking. So guys, remember to try to get to bed early, get up early, and do your best to break a sweat while you're out and about this weekend. 2 national champions are crowned and new Nike golf commercial worth watching. Maurice Pennington fills us in with sports.
If I told you at the beginning of the NCAA men's basketball tournament that a well-known team donning blue and white uniforms would win it all, you'd likely think I was making a safe assumption. With the #1 overall seed Kentucky out of the picture, the only team left fitting that description was the Duke Blue Devils. The Badgers of Wisconsin was all that was in their way Monday. In the second half, it looked like Wisconsin would run away with it, but Duke freshman guards Grayson Allen and Tyus Jones came up big, pouring in 16 and 23 points when their team needed them most. Duke outlasted Wisconsin 68-63. The win was Coach Mike Krzyzewski's and Duke's 5th national title, which ties them for 3rd all-time with Indiana and rival North Carolina. The men's tournament, though, wasn't the only one that had an assumed champion. The UConn Huskies were picked by many to take the NCAA women's basketball tournament. With head coach Gino Auriemma winning all 9 of his national championship appearances, who could blame them? Well, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish could. They've been runner-ups in 3 of the last 4 tournaments. Unfortunately for the Irish, they could not stop UConn from making them runner-ups for a 4th time in 5 years. Led by guard Mariah Jefferson's 15 points, 5 assists, and 4 steals, UConn earned its 3rd consecutive national title, 63-53. Auriemma is now tied with UCLA legend John Wooden for the most titles in college basketball history with 10. Breanna Stewart was given her 3rd straight Most Outstanding Player trophy and can become the first player to ever win 4 awards in a college career. April 14, 2010, the 29-53 Clippers would host the 57-25 Lakers. The Lakers were on their way to their 16th championships. The Clippers to another playoff-less season. My, what can change in 5 short years? Last night, the 52-26 Clippers hosted the 20-56 Lakers. The outcome was no different from 5 years ago, but if you like dunks, you'll enjoy this one. Early on, Blake Griffin found DeAndre Jordan, who threw it down. And then it's DeAndre Jordan again, this time with a little more authority, and has a few words for Tariq Black. Tariq Black can't just take the words, he gives them too as he throws one down himself. DeAndre didn't really like that one. Then it's Blake Griffin who goes up on a Tuesday, deciding he wants to throw it down hard. Ryan Kelly thinks he wants to get involved too, but DeAndre Jordan denies him. But then Ryan tries again, and this time he's successful. Jeremy Lin, with a beautiful pass to Tariq Black in the center, throws it down hard again. And Jordan Clarkson decides he wants to get some too. Different passer, same result. Blake Griffin, he might not be the best shooter, but he's definitely one of the best dunkers. Throws it down hard. To put a little icing on the cake, it's Chris Paul with the alley-oop from half court. Matt Barnes throws it down. The Clippers would go on to win 105-100. And they have now beaten the Lakers 7 straight times and 11 of the last 12. Let's take a look at some other local scores around the sports world. The LA Kings' 4-2 loss to the Edmonton Oilers have their playoff hopes on the edge. If they lose Thursday at Calgary in regulation, the Kings will be eliminated. C.J. Wilson's 2-hit 8-inning outing helped the Angels secure their first win of the early season, 2-0 over the Mariners. The 3 Dodger errors allowed the Padres to run away with the win in the 9th. The season opening series is tied 1-1 and concludes tonight at Chavez Ravine. 2 RBIs from Josh Steele and Jared Bravo allowed the Cal State Fullerton Titans to best the University of San Diego Toreros 6-4. Now, before I go today, let me remind you that the 2015 Masters begins Thursday in Augusta. Nike Golf has released an awesome new ad called Ripple, and it features Masters participants Rory McIlroy and Tiger Woods. You can find the link to the ad on our Twitter at OC News CSUF. Dylan, Lauren, make sure you both go and check it out.
Thanks, Maurice. Lauren, are you a fan of golf?
I'm gonna be honest, I'm not a huge fan of golf, but I think that might be something we're checking out.
I think so too. Well, it's a happy ending for a pup that plummeted 50 feet into an old well. Take a look at this incredible puppy rescue. Timmy fell down a pipe into an old well, and the Fresno Fire Department came to the rescue. The firefighters fashioned a rope into a makeshift harness and lifted the puppy out of the well. They snapped a photo with Timmy before returning him home to his owner.
And that's all we have today for OC News. Tune in again next Wednesday night. I'm Lauren Gross.
And I'm Dylan Luhano. Have a good night.